Detonating a nuclear bomb in the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the world's oceans, would have several immediate and long-term effects. Here's a detailed analysis of what could happen. What would happen if you explode a nuclear bomb in the Mariana Trench? Detonating a nuclear bomb in the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the world's oceans, would have several immediate and long-term effects. Here's a detailed analysis of what could happen. Immediate effects. Shockwave and water displacement. Shockwave: the explosion would create an intense shockwave that would travel through the water. The pressure from this shockwave could be catastrophic to marine life in the immediate vicinity. Water displacement: a significant volume of water would be displaced, potentially creating a large underwater bubble. As the water collapses back in, it could create a series of powerful waves. Thermal radiation. The heat generated by the explosion would vaporize the water closest to the detonation point, creating superheated steam. This thermal radiation would be lethal to any marine organisms nearby. Radiation. Initial radiation. The initial burst of radiation from the explosion would be highly lethal to marine life within a certain radius. Fallout: radioactive particles would be released into the water, contaminating it and potentially affecting marine ecosystems over a wide area. This contamination could persist for years, affecting marine food chains and potentially reaching human populations through seafood consumption. Environmental impact. Marine life. Immediate kill zone: marine life within the immediate vicinity of the explosion would be annihilated by the heat, pressure, and radiation. Wider ecological impact: radiation and the physical shock could affect a broader area, potentially leading to the death or mutation of marine organisms, disrupting ecosystems. Seafloor disturbance. The explosion could disturb the seafloor, potentially triggering underwater landslides or even earthquakes if the detonation is powerful enough and close to tectonic fault lines. Long-term effects. Radioactive contamination. Water contamination: radioactive particles would disperse through ocean currents, leading to widespread contamination. Bioaccumulation: radioactive materials could enter the food chain, affecting marine life and potentially human health through bioaccumulation. Climate and weather. Minimal atmospheric impact: unlike a surface or atmospheric detonation, an underwater explosion would have minimal direct impact on the atmosphere. However, the long-term effects of radioactive contamination could have indirect effects on marine-based climate processes. Geopolitical and legal ramifications. Such an act would likely violate numerous international treaties and laws, leading to severe geopolitical consequences. Summary. Detonating a nuclear bomb in the Mariana Trench would have devastating immediate effects on marine life and significant long-term environmental impacts due to radioactive contamination. The explosion would disrupt marine ecosystems, potentially cause geological disturbances, and have far-reaching consequences for global marine biodiversity and human health. Additionally, the legal and geopolitical fallout would be profound, as such an action would contravene international agreements aimed at preventing nuclear tests and protecting the marine environment.